Let's get right into it. Number 10. The one-way street of time. Picture milk cascading off the counter in slow motion. You can mop the floor, but you can't unspill the milk back into the carton. That's the arrow of time. Why does time go forward? Physics laws mostly work the same backward and forward, but entropy, the universe's tendency to get messier, tilts the game. Statistically, there are just way more ways to be disorganized than organized. So the future is the land of crumbs and tangled headphones. We remember the neat arrangements, your cereal in the bowl, and witness their glorious collapse. As for reversing it, your coffee only cools itself. It never unboils to save your schedule. Rude. Number 9. The dream director who works nights. You're exhausted, go to bed, and your brain says, "Great, time to film an art house thriller about a flaming unicycle in your high school cafeteria." Why do we dream? Scientists have many theories, including memory consolidation, emotional cleanup, and even threat rehearsal. REM sleep lights up visual and emotional areas while the logic department clocks out, which explains why your boss turns into a pelican with excellent management skills, but there's no single verdict on the purpose. Dreams might be multi-tool weirdness. Part file organizer, part feelings laundromat, part chaotic improv show. And yes, your brain is both the playwright and the audience, leaving reviews like confusing but compelling. Number 8. The yawn that spreads like Wi-Fi. Someone across the room yawns, and suddenly half the class looks like a chorus of sleepy lions. Why is yawning contagious? One idea, social mirroring, copying signals helps groups stay in sync. Another, yawns cool the brain, and our bodies are hilariously suggestible about temperature cues. It happens more among close people, hinting at an empathy link. Except the data is messy, and turtles don't return our calls. Kids love this one because it's a power you're not allowed to wield in class. Try not to test it during meetings, or do, and then say you were conducting thermoregulatory empathy research. Science facepalm achieved. Number 7. Déjà vu. Aisle 6. You walk into a grocery store you've never visited and boom, shiver down the spine. The uncanny sense you've been here before. Did the simulation glitch? Probably not. Déjà vu may be a memory timing hiccup. A new experience briefly gets misfiled as familiar, or your brain's prediction engine matches the moment to a similar pattern, then realizes, oops, close but not quite. Temporal lobes and memory circuits are involved, but we can't deliberately induce it reliably without, being ethically questionable. So the phenomenon remains suspiciously mysterious. Best guess, your brain is speedrunning a pattern match and throws a false positive. Congratulations, you've impressed yourself. Number 6. The Why Am I Me? Starter Pack. Mom, how do I know I'm real? Great, now it's a Tuesday existential crisis. Consciousness, the feeling of being you, is the boss level of science. We can map the neural correlates of awareness and watch attention shift like a spotlight, yet the leap from neurons firing to subjective experience remains the hard problem. Competing theories fight in the comments: global workspace, a mental newsroom, integrated information, how much the system knows itself, higher order thoughts, thoughts about thoughts, and more. We can anesthetize, measure, and model, but the spark that makes the lights feel on is still mysterious. Meanwhile, your brain knows it's real because the bills keep arriving. Number 5. The bedtime negotiation. Why do I have to sleep? Asked the child already asleep on the floor. We know sleep is non-negotiable. Deprive animals and everything falls apart. Memory, mood, immune function, judgment. Theories abound. The brain's glymphatic system flushes metabolic gunk. Synapses downscale to prevent your head from becoming a hoarder house of memories. Hormones recalibrate. Attention gets a tune-up. But the purpose? There probably isn't just one. Sleep is like a nightly software patch plus hardware maintenance with bonus emotional tech support. Which explains why pulling an all-nighter makes you feel like a raccoon piloting a human suit. Cute, chaotic, and not road legal. Number 4. The song that feels like it knows you. A chorus hits, your arms goosebumps, and suddenly, your soul is a karaoke bar. Why does music feel so good? Brains adore prediction, and music plays a delicious game of expectation and surprise. Dopamine spikes before and during the drop. Rhythm links motor systems to sound. Melodies echo speech patterns and heartbeat tempos. But why did evolution wire us this way? Not settled. Maybe social bonding, maybe a happy parasite of language, maybe coordinated movement for survival. We know the circuits, not the origin story. Either way, your brain is a DJ who knows exactly when to tease the beat and when to make you cry in the produce section. Number 3. The invisible majority of the universe. A kid hears dark matter and asks, "So, it's matter, but dark?" Scientists. Look, the branding happened fast. Galaxies spin too quickly for visible stuff alone. Clusters bend light oddly. The cosmic web behaves like there's extra gravity. Enter dark matter, something that doesn't shine but pulls. Its identity? Shrug emoji. Heavy particles we haven't caught, ultralight axions, or a curveball we haven't imagined. Then there's dark energy, the cosmic anti-handbrake accelerating expansion for reasons that make physicists stare into the middle distance. The universe is 95% mystery goo with math. We're certain it's there because of how it acts. We just can't invite it to the lab day. Number 2. The gravity you keep dropping. Why does stuff fall? Easy. Gravity. But what is gravity? Less easy. Einstein says mass and energy bend space-time and objects follow the curves. Beautiful. Yet zoom down to the quantum world and gravity refuses to play nice with the other forces. We don't have a verified quantum theory of gravity. Candidates include strings vibrating in extra dimensions or space-time itself made of tiny loops. Gravitons are hypothetical VIPs no one's seen at the party. It works astonishingly well at scales we live in and completely ghosts us in the basement where particles mingle. Meanwhile, your toast lands butter side down because of physics and hubris. Number 1. The first and rudest question, right before lights out. Why is there something rather than nothing? Tiny philosopher, huge headache. Cosmology offers ideas. Maybe quantum fluctuations birthed a universe from a vacuum that isn't truly nothing. Maybe eternal inflation spawns universes like dandelion seeds. Maybe nothing is impossible because math and symmetry keep sneaking something back in. Philosophy counters with define nothing, and suddenly everyone is arguing about emptiness like it's a group project. We can tell stories about how our universe evolved after it existed, the origin of existence itself to be determined. For now, we live in the sequel without a prequel. Popcorn, anyone? So yes, kids ask the nuclear questions because they haven't learned to be boring yet. Scientists are working on it, by which I mean the answers not becoming boring. Until then, feel free to keep asking the kinds of questions that make adults dramatically stare out windows. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.